Let's intro this first.
You run the hunt.
That's not the way this thing works.
No, come on there, Kimosabe. Come sit your butt right on this couch.
Sit down.
Sit on Steve's lap.
Actually, sit on mine. Ooh.
He's got a pillow.
Here, Chase.
Dog wants to saddle up, partner.
Dog's like, hey, I want to be part of this. Dude.
We're rolling.
You gonna lay down, bud?
I want to be part of this.
Wait, no. Press pause.
Stand by one. Sorry about that. Stand by
Intro
one.
this video.
Oh, okay.
Not that video.
Oh,
We're
okay,
gonna
this
intro
one.
this video. So, guys.
My bad.
So what we're going to do is we're going to sit down. We go through a video that we all had a blast on hunting. And there's a lot of film or a lot of footage in this that maybe you might not have seen.
Call it a live uncut, if you will.
Live uncut.
Usually we talk about the hunt. This time we're actually going to watch the hunt, talk about the hunt. We always talk about, and this is actually a huge request from you guys, is like, there's always things that like we either miss because we just weren't recording, just all the funny moments and the in-between, or stuff that's really hard to show, like hunt dynamic-wise. So we're going to talk through both of those things at the same time.
This could get traffic.
Couldn't have got a bigger couch.
If you want to,
Yeah. Steve?
We'll pump the brakes.
All right, Steve? I mean, budget cuts? What's the deal, bud?
and if you want the adult version, it'll be on Patreon later.
No, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. Let's roll this video.
Ready?
So this is our best day of Roosevelt elk hunting ever. This is
Ever.
from last season where Trevor and I doubled on non-typical bulls.
Second
And we were all there.
Trevor.
Trevor had to go back to work, so we couldn't include it.
Oh, we're cool.
Oh, weird. Is
No,
it
it was-
was an 8-point good?
It's
8 points, really
good.
cool. Really cool.
just checked.
Wait till you see the 8
Yeah,
point.
It was-
you count the points.
Is it 8-point good? I
Yeah.
thought the more points the better. My bad.
Yeah, it is your bad. It is.
It was probably one of our
It was fun.
best
I want to pop these.
best single days
Yeah.
ever.
1, 2.
Let's
Back
roll
to
it,
back.
and we'll just
Right?
let's
Let's do
start
it.
into this.
Ready?
'Cause I got some stuff to say.
Here we go. Boom.
Did I do this camera work?
Wow,
'Cause it looks
nice smoke puffer.
Like, this looks like some of my camera work.
No, that's
Oh,
my
it
camera.
looks like
Oh,
my
that
edit.
looks like some of my camera work.
Is it the best?
Oh, that got cool.
The sad thing is he was holding the horns and you couldn't even see him.
Well, it's a slow reveal. You don't want to show everyone what they're getting into.
This is funny because Steve points out, Trev's like, we're going to go fast and light. And then Trev proceeds to load everything in his garage and his truck.
Yeah.
One day hunt.
Every time.
Every time.
I mean, we thought we were going for an evening hunt, and he is just
One question. We were told
Yeah.
exactly.
and another bag.
Toothbrush and floss?
On a day trip.
In case you get stung by a bee. I have it.
That is what we deal with every day,
The leg or the
every season.
Oh,
time.
every season, every day, every hunt.
What amazes me with Trevor is no matter how many days in a row you hunt, he's not ready for the next day.
No,
It's a complete teardown of the pack every time.
So
Oh, this is
Langlands is a
important.
thing called the world famous hot dog, and a lot of people in this car, because they're local, they don't think
Langlands?
they're cool. They
Hot
don't.
dogs?
There's something about them that tears
Hot
me up.
dogs?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the mustard or if it's actual.
Well, they tear
hot
me
dog.
up too, but that's okay. That's aftermath.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about.
You can't do cheese.
But there's no cheese on those dogs.
But imagine if there was.
Then you see that. See the jalapenos?
Yeah, that's pretty
That
bad.
was
There's
messed
zero
up.
cheese on those.
The guy with the most bathroom issues is eating
The-
the craziest stuff.
I can't reach that part. No.
You gotta lift up the chip.
I gotta say though, my
Here.
favorite was
Oh, the flipping chips.
first time ever in tennis shoes. The first time
And to
I
be fair,
ever
okay, so
hunted in my life in tennis shoes.
I want to address this
Better than
because
Crocs.
people thought this meant it was just like a gravy hunt.
No,
But we were just really lazy and it was really hot out. And
Yeah,
we honestly
right.
didn't expect to see an elk this day.
no,
So we are like, let's put on some tennis shoes, just walk up to the landing
it
and see if
was
there's
it was
any elk.
super hot and it was like, oh. But that is the first time I've ever
Yeah.
hunted in tennis.
It was warm.
It was hot, super hot.
I hope so. I'm trying to. I would really like to see Noah. They were just so
No worries,
Yeah.
I put my bow together.
Yeah, exactly.
Really prepared. Just yell at Trevor for not being prepared. You're
shot.
assembling your bow.
Okay, to be fair though, remember I wasn't even gonna hunt. And then Trevor was like, there's a couple bulls in here. I bought a tag that morning.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, you did.
And I got my sight tape at your house.
And I'd also
And
like
I-
to point out,
we shouldn't-
you claimed awesome footage.
Well,
You're
look
out
at
of
this.
focus. You're out of
This is
focus.
good. This is good. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry because it's like just it's a
It's real.
it's an
raw.
intimate shot.
Oh, look how stable and focused that is. As soon as you gave it the camera.
Yeah. No, I put it on a tripod and film myself.
Good call.
And I don't know if we clarified in this, like how far we drove that day. It was like
That is
3
hours?
3.5 hours.
Other
And we
side
like
of the road.
literally loaded up camp.
That is true.
Yeah.
And then we had to go to Trevor's, and then we had to load the whole back of his truck up.
Oh yeah.
I would say that's the longest drive we've ever gone on without stopping at a casino.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I don't think so.
If there would have been a casino,
I was gonna
we
say,
would have
I don't know if
stopped.
that's true or not, but it's the longest ways we've ever been just for an evening.
Right here.
huh?
Yeah.
There's
Trent's phone goes
Trent,
off.
Trent's phone.
Finds a way to blame it on me because Wyatt's not there. Look, he's not even recording. He thought it was so cool, but he wasn't even recording.
I thought we were supposed to already have killed bulls.
Did you,
so I
did you
didn't have to
fake
worry about
film that? And did you not have that footage?
No, he didn't. It wasn't recording. That's what I said.
it. All right.
You were just pointing.
He thought he was going to get a cool shot of his
Hey,
phone.
Chase, I got it all. I got it all.
I know you always do. I know
I'd
that about
scrub
you.
through that. Hey, I've got an important call in the background. Someone's got to run a company around here.
My
right?
hunt of a lifetime, and you're on the phone with your wife.
Yeah,
You guys
well,
are on, you're on the
Kendra?
phone, and I'm back there calling, trying to get
Yeah.
elk.
Kendra, we're sorry
Find out.
for dealing with that. Dealing with
Oh,
that.
and she was dealing with Noah's alarm, right?
Yeah. it was
Oh yeah,
the alarm.
Yeah,
Noah's
that's right.
alarm. Let's talk about that. Going
Oh,
off
my truck? You mean Fort Knox?
in my driveway. Bump, 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 bump.
Probably because you live in a bad neighborhood.
The only thing that gets in my neighborhood is water.
Too soon.
Let's be
Too
honest.
soon.
That's too soon. That's too soon.
My truck would have told you it was coming.
Yeah, I'm sure
It
it
reads
would.
barometric pressure, the alarm goes off. Get out of there.
No, it just goes off all the time.
Vlog.
Oh, wow, this is some good vlog footage.
The part I love
Where'd
is
it
we
go?
upgraded
Where'd
to
it go?
like cinema level quality cameras. And Trent holds it still like it's 2016 and he's holding a vlog camera.
Give the people what they want, and that's what's happening right
Let
here.
the boy
I would. This is the furthest we've ever.
Exactly.
This is the furthest we've ever hiked without a backpack on our backs.
There was a long
Yeah,
ways.
everyone thought we were
I
on the
remember I had to run back.
It was a John
Yeah,
out
there's
there.
a ways.
because we were in Tennessee
we had
and
nothing.
forgot our packs, but we just didn't think the hunt was actually going to last very
No,
long.
we didn't.
So what you're saying is we hunted hard, but we were not prepared.
Yeah,
100%.
and we had 0 headlamps between the 4 of us.
Good call.
Maybe 1 knife.
But actually, I mean, that kind of rings true.
Checks out.
Yeah, it
Checks
kind of
out.
checks out, guys. Let's be honest.
So right here, Trevor peeked over the edge and saw a herd of elk feeding in this cut. And we had good wind, but we were just trying to figure out, like, instead of just walking right up on them and trying to get a shot, we're trying to figure out immediately how we can get one without really spooking the herd and maybe get another, because we could see that there was a couple bulls
We
in
came
the
into
herd.
this with the intention of doubling it.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
And so even though there's elk at like 150 yards right now, we're trying to dissect, like,
Look at that. Whoa, whoa.
Everybody down. Everybody
Pump
down.
the brakes.
that's classic Trevor.
Did you see that?
So dramatic.
The part you guys always miss is whenever we're filming Trevor, he'll like do these crazy moves and like exorbitant movements, and then he'll turn around to me and Chase and go, "Shh, get down."
Yeah.
And he has a bad back.
Yeah.
And he has a bad
He
back.
looked in pretty good shape right there.
All
He
right.
does. He does.
Quick, agile, really.
You look like that guy who tight roped
I
the Grand
think-
Canyon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he
I don't know
fakes it
about
just
that.
where we have to do all the
roll the
work. Look at him.
That's a
Get
classic.
over here. Get over here. Get over
Classic
here. No,
Trevor.
look here. Look here.
Don't move, look, don't move, look.
What I love is he tells us to go back and call.
Then
He doesn't really give us any time frame.
He's like, you started too
No,
soon,
we-
and it was 30 minutes
We
later.
went really.
Well, and to be
There was
fair,
some miscommunication.
when we talked, Trevor said, I'm going to go 50 yards inside
It
this
was
timber
not
right
50
here.
yards.
You set up just downwind in case he circles.
He
The
went
next thing I
200
hear,
yards.
Trevor's bugling 300 yards away.
Yeah. Oh, weird. I shot one.
That was a good slow play on his part.
Look right here.
50 more?
That's what he said. I remember
We're
distinctly.
still in a group right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said,
Yeah.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
50 yards inside this timber. You just set up on this road in case it circles the wind. I'm like, okay.
And then
And then he runs
we
a
just went
quarter
back up
mile.
the hill.
Right.
So like
Oh,
50
that's-
yards,
yeah.
like I saw him down there, so we started calling.
Gets
And,
us good.
no, he went like way further, and he's like, "Why did you start calling?" I'm like, "Oh."
I'd pay attention here shortly, guys. There's some pretty good footage coming up. Oh. Pretty good footage either way.
Trevor's marathon journey.
Yeah, we went pretty far.
Total different scenery change. So he's done.
Yeah.
He's
He just went from Cascade to Coast.
Yeah.
he did.
by the way, guys, Born and Raised Call Company.
Stop.
Now the bugle tubes are actually camouflage, so they're not.
You wouldn't see it.
You wouldn't see it right there.
Good call.
BornandRaisedOutdoors.com. Hey, dude. What? Isn't that what this is about?
Good job.
Real sellout over here.
And big sponsor, Work Sharp, as you can see on Noah's hat.
Cool.
Hey,
Love those guys.
just produced a million.
See the shirt?
What was that?
First light.
Nailed it.
That's an Origins shirt.
The other one wasn't.
Oh,
I was wearing a First Light Wick t-shirt. Still my favorite t-shirt.
I was wearing a Born and Raised
stand on
shirt
that.
because I like
I
to
was-
promote our own company.
I was wearing tennis shoes because it was nice and warm.
And you were promoting Adidas.
Yes, I was.
This is probably the time that I'm seeing that Trevor's
The bull just
texting-
bugled back.
Texting.
Yeah.
Not.
Trent's best shot of his career right there.
Nice work, dude.
That was
some of my
good.
work?
Nice work.
Noah, if you could on the After Effects rewind that, please, and show
After it's a Samsung.
just show what needs to be
Thanks,
shown.
Trevor.
Yeah. Get
Making
down.
sure I know.
What I love, he's like, get down, and he's the one that was on his phone texting.
I love
While
that,
a bull is
he's
coming.
not here for this.
Like,
It actually is better.
It's.
It is better.
Chase had to tell him the bull was coming.
I did do that.
that right there deserves another sticker. Bingo.
Back of the picket. Steve bugled once, so I don't know if you can kind of convey exactly, understand what's going on. So Steve's only bugled like twice at this point,
And we
right?
talked about the setup. You guys
Steve
being
bugled
far,
once,
but
the bull responded, and Steve bugled again.
We were a
But
ways.
the fact that you guys
We
were
were
so
ways off.
far back,
We
I
didn't
think
know.
that
Yeah.
pulled him in. That's why, because you'll see he comes running in.
Yeah, he's still in the comfort zone.
Trevor bugles closer too.
Yeah.
No, it's actually like we should actually.
And then I bugled again with
So to
Trevor.
Chase's point, like
Alright,
something we
pause it.
talk about to talk about this calling scenario
Okay.
is the further out from the caller the elk is, the more comfortable they are
Yeah.
to cover ground.
That's what that was.
But the reason we always try to set up so close together is because the further apart they are, the more room for error that is. Like
I
your
was gonna say,
funnel
yes.
gets way bigger.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Right? Like temperament, all those things
Yeah.
come into
Yeah,
play
sure,
when you're
sure.
when you're in a scenario like this. So yes and no.
Yeah.
But like Trevor saw them feeding. They weren't obviously running around breeding, hooking cows.
And he went and got right up on the edge of them feeding.
To his
Correct.
point though, is like we got into this position because
Yeah.
you guys were calling.
Correct.
They were not thinking about us, or we didn't have to worry about.
And it
where
gave
we
you
were.
guys room
Yep.
actually to be
Yeah.
very, very
Yep.
pivotal
So
if you
in,
wanted to.
in a calling scenario, if we do not have a visual like on the bull we're trying to call, we're setting up with the shooter pretty close to the caller because then your margin for error is
Yeah.
way smaller.
It is hard.
Okay, there we go. See, he's on his phone.
Texting.
Yeah. He was probably actually looking
He's
at
like-
stocks.
he's
probably.
And two with
Yeah.
this edit.
Hey Shannon, what's for dinner?
Yeah. Or no. Like,
He was on his
oh,
phone
the
for like
Aztecs up 3 points. That's what he was doing.
And then he's like, oh no, the bull's coming. It's like, well, yeah, you've been on your phone for the last 2 minutes.
Hey, Chase, there's an elk running at us.
No, this is, I think, one of my prouder moments.
Prouder moments as
Yeah.
far as? Talk to me about that.
footage.
No, I mean. footage
Oh,
is
you
fine,
saw
but
it, yeah.
Just the idea that like I'm present, paying attention.
Yeah.
Like, hey, draw your bow. Like,
And that, like your evolution, like you
Yeah.
didn't hunt when you
Yeah.
first came on, and so it's like everything you know about hunting has just come from filming hunting.
Yep.
And at this point, you're basically guiding Trevor
Yep.
Well, that could happen to anybody. Steve and I have done it.
And he's back on his phone.
on his phone again,
Steve-
texting,
Steve and I have done it for years.
probably telling Steve how to call.
Yeah.
He didn't even have his bow.
I know that's what I'm saying. Grab your bow, man.
May or may not want to knock an arrow.
I mean, that bull's coming in fast.
No, and then he runs. It was pretty awesome, actually.
He wanted to party.
So you could see there was an opening past that. You could see him.
I just saw movement. So
Trevor
I
just
went out
yarded
and-
his bow back.
He did.
I remember that. You could hear the draw stops hit.
Oh yeah. Someone works out.
Come on, my guy.
No, he just lowered his poundage to 50. This is so cool.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
And Trevor,
I mean, just.
First
drilled
time I
it.
didn't flinch.
You didn't flinch.
Yeah, you did. That was impressive.
First time I didn't
Good for
flinch.
you.
clinch.
No,
And
I'm
Trevor
disappointed.
historically has never taken frontal shots.
No,
That's
I
his
think that was his
first
first
one.
one
What are you
ever.
talking about? Yeah.
No, he's taken one before. Yes, way back in the day, and he is not a fan or not of himself taking them.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
So he had to feel fully confident, which is
Yep.
cool. Trevor's
Which
probably
yardage
the,
wise, what was that, Chase?
Oh, I don't know. It was
15?
close. Yeah.
It was under 20.
Yeah. It was close.
I will say Trevor does the best at like making game time decisions of like staying in the moment of like, can I take the shot? Can I
Oh,
not?
yeah, 100%,
Like,
yeah.
Well,
He's really good at
that's
that.
the thing is you see the brush next to us, but we are kind of in the open. We're exposed, so it's like he knew if he took it was gone.
Yeah.
So it was like, do I feel comfortable in the shot? Like,
But, like, I mean, that shot he made was, like, perfect.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
yeah.
perfect. Perfect from
And the cool thing is it pulled that bull away from the herd, and you guys will see coming up, the herd was still calm. The bull went and bedded down next to the herd,
Yeah.
and then we're like, okay, how can we figure out how to get another one?
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I think we need to touch on this a little bit is the frontal shot. So,
Sure.
a
Yeah.
couple different things, right? Frontal shots that I've had the best luck with are as a slightly quartered frontal shot. That was pretty straight on. And so, your biggest thing on a frontal shot is penetration.
Yeah.
You want to get that arrow to penetrate into the cavity,
Yeah.
into that thoracic opening, they call it. And
Because you have all the neck stuff,
there's
but
a lot. Then there's a lot that's going
Yeah.
on there, depending on. So you're going to be looking for that brisket. You're going to be looking for that, and it's just a tighter, tighter ribs. All that stuff is it's a tighter shot. That you,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That's
It's
why I
tighter
like
shot.
that quartered shot
But
because
it's
it
lethal.
opens those super lethal.
Oh, super
opens those
lethal.
Look at
ribs
New
up.
Mexico, Steve.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
but like we've said a million times, frontal's great, but only sub 25 yards.
Yes, 100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
sure.
I wouldn't shoot it under 28. Yeah. See, and that was dead on. So you can hit that actual
Yeah.
sternum and everything, whereas like just a little bit quartered, it opens up that cavity a lot more.
And I think it, rather than going like almost in between the lungs, it'll pick a side
Yeah.
and get square along.
Yeah, but at that point, so you got to realize like their lungs are collapsed together pretty hard. So I
For
mean,
sure.
any arrow that comes anywhere in there is gonna. is
Well, and
not
I think too, like
definite.
in the heat of the moment, it's hard to tell, but like, especially if the side you're shooting on, if that leg just happens to come back, it's going to open that because you're talking literally a pocket like
Yeah,
that.
it's a softball.
But if it-
it's a softball size.
But if that one leg is back, it's going to even open. You know what I'm saying? Because that
You're
shoulder's
correct.
back for it, so it's going to make it bigger.
Yeah.
It's still not a huge, like you were saying, 25 and under. But it's very, very lethal.
And
I've
that's why if
never-
they're just fairly quartered. It
Yeah.
really opens.
You know,
I've
really
never
opens, yes,
taken
it
one
does,
on it
100%. Really opens up.
Jumping back into the thing, that was awesome seeing you guys sneaking up, and it's always fun to get everyone back together. It's
Oh
like-
yeah.
That's the best part.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it's
Because
cool
we
too, is
didn't
like,
hear the shot.
we have
No,
another
no.
tag at this point, but
Yeah.
we're like, let's focus on Travis for a bit, like go meet back up.
Yep.
Like it'll
make
that's
sure
the
the
cool
shot
thing
was
is like
good and
it'll all
everything.
happen as it happens, like with all of it, I think. Wow, that guy looks like a good hunter.
He doesn't. It looked like that guy that carries that axe on Lord of the Rings. To me,
Oh weird, do you have a reference from this century?
it was almost biblical.
It was just so crazy because those elk, that herd had no clue what had
No.
happened, like at all, like no.
This part was really funny because Trevor had hunted this spot a couple times, and he knew exactly where these elk were going to go.
Yeah.
And Trent and I had never been here, and he was trying to explain to Trent and I where we should go set up. And you remember, it was like we literally didn't have a clue.
It was like.
He's like, go right past these trees, count 3 trees, go to the left, hook a right. They're going to file right through there.
And my
Thank
thing
you
is
We're
for
like,
like,
can we get a pin? Like,
No.
can we get a pin? Can we get a pin? No.
No.
and usually like where elk are gonna go, they've been before, and so there's just a trail. I mean, okay,
We never saw that.
We never found a trail. We're just sitting in the middle of the woods, going. I don't think we're in the right spot. It just didn't feel right.
And come to find out, it's because Trevor went to the spot that they actually were.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
could've
we
shot
did.
One, we could have shot one 6 times.
And what he meant
Yeah.
is when I spook
That was
them
awesome.
again, they're going to
Yeah.
then go to you guys.
That was awesome.
It was pretty cool because I had a muzzleloader tag last year, and I mean to have those elk, what were they, 20, 25 yards
yeah,
from
when
us?
we were behind Trev.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. After you guys already shot one, you mean, and you didn't have. Any
Oh, and that bull was just pushing those cows like right
Yeah.
around us.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Oh, I bet it was.
It was.
We didn't get a chance until they actually spooked them again.
Yeah.
Well-
Look, this is me and Noah.
In the middle of Enchanted Forest.
Yeah.
And this whole time, I'm like, oh, I could shoot this bull.
We felt like idiot hunters right here. Remember, we just kept asking each other, I don't know what should we do. I don't know what would you do. I don't know what would you do.
Hey,
That being said, look at
it takes all kinds.
look at the focus on that, Chase.
He isn't
What are we
focused.
like 30 minutes into the episode and he finally got something to
I would like to acknowledge that
This second
from after Trevor's
2 shots.
shot
Give you.
until I end up shooting is one clip on the camera. Trent was just recording the entire time. It was like an hour and 20
you
minute
gotta
clip
fix
that I
that.
had to edit through.
It's pretty hard to edit.
Well, it's
you
it's
give
pretty
it
hard
context.
because there's so much gold in there. You don't know what to put in.
Now it's you
know,
running and pointing at the ground.
Oh my
There
gosh.
could have been that. There could have been a
Well-
little bit of that.
Another thing that
Now Trevor's knocked up again.
that nobody
What?
knows about this hunt, and I don't think we talked about it, is we're slipping in down here because we saw the whole herd go in.
Yeah.
It was
And
crazy.
Trevor's
is-
bull's still there.
So,
Yeah.
well, the whole herd's right below us, and then all the cows kind of like jump real quick, and then they go back to feeding. Well, I think that's when Trevor's bull fell.
That is.
But
Yep.
what was crazy is there was another bull that was circling the herd, that 5x6, that big 5x6,
That was a good bull.
the whole time.
That's what I almost shot.
So when Trevor's bull went down, that 5x6 cracked off, and boom, he came right in and took control of the herd,
So
which was crazy. Like
Yep.
thinking about it after the fact was like
Yep.
that 5x6 knew, like he knew when it was time to come in.
Oh, yeah.
So Trevor's bull had kicked his butt,
No, you're right. And we're
but
jumping
then
ahead
he was
back-
just circling the herd, and then he knew.
when we knew when we jumping ahead to find his bull.
Yeah.
We know that's exactly when that happened.
Yeah,
But
We
it was
saw the
crazy.
herd, that 5x6 just hit stride. It was like he'd been the herd bull for weeks.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
crazy.
But at the same time, it kind of gives like people watching right now, like really when you shoot an elk and you have time to see that elk at a distance, study that thing because
Yes.
if
Yeah.
at
For
accident you
tracking.
guys would have shot that bull for something. You know
Well,
what I
and,
mean?
and that was a
Who
thing
knows?
that like when we got and we saw Trevor's bull out in the
Yeah.
meadow, that when that 5x6 came in,
Yeah.
and I knew, I'm like, Trevor, that is
Well,
not your bull.
yeah.
Well, as soon as we dropped down from here, like that's
Yeah.
literally what he's talking about. He's like, dude, is that my bull?
And I'm like,
he's
no.
freaking
When
out.
I saw
to
the
be
6
fair,
on the one
yeah.
side, I'm like, that's not your
Yeah.
bull.
His
His bull died quickly.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
would have
it
been
did.
very hard to track just in the timber. The bull probably only went 200 yards like they usually do, but we watched it the whole time. It beds 3 times, and we would have think, okay, we bumped it.
Yeah.
So like you're saying, when you have a visual, it's so cool to learn. Because if we didn't have that, it would have been hard.
Yeah.
Oh, it was still hard with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still, it really was. That's the.
Like I was looking at that bull when he was going out
Yep.
away with the cows. I'm like,
Yep.
that is not
Especially
your
in
bull.
like grass, like cuts mixed into trees.
Yep.
Hard blood trailing.
And then while all this is going on, me
Look
and
at all the
Noah, we're
sneakers.
just kind of holding hands, walking through the forest.
You guys are just up there dancing
Oh,
around, having
I'm
a good
just
time,
getting
aren't you?
awesome forest footage. Is what I
We
was
show
doing.
Trent's footage, but there isn't any good ones.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's
Got the
true.
wind checker.
You did get the wind checker.
You want to know the real bad thing is we literally walked right by his bull
Oh yeah.
at this point.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, he's right there.
His bull's dead right back there, and we walked
Yeah.
right by it.
I've never watched this because
This
I
is
don't
when he
like
spooked
watching
the
Noah's
whole-
editing, but this is interesting.
This is when they spooked the whole herd to us, Trent.
Well, we wanted you to get a shot.
Yeah. We needed you to see some elk.
Yeah, good
Trevor
job.
just wanted to get another
Appreciate
shot.
that, though. I really do. Because I do a really good job.
Maybe they didn't wind us, Trent, and Trevor just spooked him again.
I think that's what it was. Looking back at this now.
Yeah, because that 5x6 was a good bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was a good bull.
It was. I got a lot of good footage of it.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We're trying to figure out, because
I
we
think
can hear elk at this point.
Yeah.
We could hear
I love
them,
you guys discussing like, hey, you think it's a good spot? No, yeah, maybe they'll come through here.
but at the same time, it's like we could hear them, but we couldn't.
Yeah.
So now we went and set up in the trees, and the first cow fed out. So the whole herd was feeding left to right at this, and that big 5x6 herd bull was about the 5th or 6th one in.
He was there.
And our wind at this point is blowing like from where you see us to like that Christmas tree.
It's ripping hard.
Oh, man.
And so it's
Yeah.
like, is the bull going to step out by the time the front cow catches our wind?
Yeah.
This is what we were trying to figure out right now. And this is like 55 yards. So I was knocked up, dialed, like ready to draw on that bull.
Easy there, bud.
Yeah, he's like, I want some Fritos. Yeah, it's like, hey man, I gotta have some
Ooh.
Fritos.
So you'll see when this cow takes a couple more steps, they start catching our wind. And as they were spooking, is when we had to get a little rodeo.
And the big thing is like right now, see, yeah, you can see they smell.
Oh, there
smoke.
the things come up.
At the same time, we would have moved, but we were pinned. We were in the
stuck.
open. We couldn't move at
You
this
see me
point.
like, oh.
We'd already moved in that position.
They were like, when was the last time Trent bathed?
It's day 2, Trent. Day 2.
So at this point, and where we
So
lost
I'd
some
say 3
footage,
days ago.
is since it was a double hunt, and this is our last day before we all had to go to different states, and the only day I had to hunt on my Oregon tag, we just decided to separate. I ran ahead. Trent throws the camera up over his head, gets the
Oh
shot.
my
Grills
left.
him.
goodness, that was footage. Oh, that was good footage.
Oh, weird. I thought it was just a good shot.
I didn't know anything about the shot. You got lucky. I
I
think.
said it wasn't perfect. High lung liver.
It wasn't perfect.
I can't believe we literally came down like right.
Yeah.
But I think when Trevor saw that bull go by,
Well, kind of the jump here is like, so we shoot, and then we immediately get back with them to try and find their bull because we know it's going to be a long night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 elk's always a long time.
Good time, though.
there it is, and we're walking past it again.
You might want to look right there.
Oh,
Who said that?
Well,
You're
I
welcome.
was gonna say I had to bring it to you. I told you to say it to them. So.
Classic Trent, taking credit. The meat cooler he built.
I put a lot of screws in that meat cooler.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like what you said. No, that's what it was.
I think it was
Yep.
because they were all feeding and
It's
they all
cool.
kind of jumped.
Yep. It's
That's
cool.
why
to-
these things are kind of cool because it's like
Yep.
maybe there's certain things that we didn't explain as well as we should have, or
It's so hard in the
it just
moment.
wasn't
Yeah.
on film, and so it's just like trying to actually get you to understand the whole
Yeah.
process of what
Watching
went on.
this video, but then you see the puzzle pieces come together. Like that's what we
Yeah.
figured this out right now. Like it was.
Because immediately after I shoot, we all meet up to find your bull. Like literally seconds after I shoot.
That was so cool.
Yeah, that was a neat bull.
And then on mine, we couldn't. On these cameras, it's actually really hard to review footage. And like, now looking at it, like I hit exactly where I thought I hit, but we knew it was like he will die. But like, let's give him some time just in case. So we spent
Yep.
all of this time just processing his bull before we even tracked mine. Yeah.
Before we even looked for yours.
Yeah.
Always good, like just for anybody watching, like give more time than you think. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you're forced against darkness, still give them time because
Yep.
it's still going to be dark.
That was a good quote. Forced against darkness.
That did sound pretty cool.
Yeah, I know.
One thing I will say, and if you guys haven't seen it, we actually just posted a like a target panic video. And one of the things we talked about isn't like
What?
We're talking about tattoos.
we're talking about
Tattooed on my neck.
tattoo buddies. We got
On my
matching
neck.
tattoos.
Oh,
the
that
other
looks
day.
like my elk. Can we do a string shot there?
We did a target panic video that we just posted, and I'll link it right here. If you guys haven't seen it yet. But one thing we talk about is like different forms of target panic and beating it to where it's like just having the presence of mind. So like not everyone's is the same, and something that I've worked on is really like being present in the shot to like see where it hits, and then also position wise. And that was something I thought about the whole last year. And so like I think a cool segue of that is like even when you don't break a perfect shot, but like if you're present enough, you're still seeing exactly where it hits because you're not all frazzled, you're not all jumpy, if that makes sense.
So I just explained kind of the thoracic cavity
Yeah.
and kind
Frontal
of explained
shot
the
again,
frontal
yeah.
shot. And,
Yep.
and there's so much, I mean, in the short time that I just did that, but at the same time, there's so much more to it that, anyway, we've done in videos of the past, and
Yeah.
we're doing videos in the future as well.
The best example I like that you give is like looking at the elk broadside, head up.
Yeah.
Like drawing that line of the vitals, and it's so much higher than you think. When you're looking at an elk frontal, I mean, it's almost right under the chin.
Yeah. It's high.
Depending on their head position.
Yeah.
Because you can't just go.
I've done that before.
A lot
Yeah,
of
because you can't just go off a color.
No.
Because if their head's down, it's completely different than when they're alert.
It's the same thing you just said. Draw that line
Yeah.
every single time. Draw that line. It's not about your entrance. It's about where it's going to exit and go through.
Trevor talking about his weak arms.
Not cool.
I don't know. Hey,
Sissy.
Steven, maybe a gym? Maybe a gym? Would work?
I think so.
Take a couple more cranks out of that bow, Ted.
Right now, I'm
He's
shooting.
just getting beat down right now.
I know.
Poor guy.
So if you can't hear what's going on, right now I'm shooting 38 pounds. I bumped up from 36 last week, and I feel pretty good about it.
Oh.
Love you, Trevor.
Yeah. He's like, you guys are dicks.
Yes. Sir.
One thing I do love about Trevor is he does not care. So whatever works for him, he does not care what anyone else thinks. You know, like
Which is probably a really good character.
it's exactly how everyone should be.
Let's be
Yeah.
ethical about it. Let's be smart
Yeah.
about it. Let's not do something.
And the reality is you don't need a giant poundage bow. I mean, we were joking about it, but he shot like 59 or 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, he
is
said
still plenty.
Yeah.
But what he realizes he could shoot way better at 59, 60 pounds because he was having shoulder issues.
Well, like you just said, like the target banding thing. He's saying I don't have my shoulder injuries keeping me from doing the shot that I want to do at
Yeah.
poundage. So,
Yeah.
like, let's be ethical about it.
And I mean, to be realistic, you do not have to shoot
You don't.
75, 80, 90
No.
pounds.
These
you
bows, I was talking with Jeremy the other day, who's the main Hoyt. He is Hoyt. And he's just like, Trent, he goes like, the kinetic energy that you're gaining from these bows that they're making now, he said, is just crazy. It's like, even at 60, 70 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Flying at speed that you can be accurate with a sharp broadhead, it's going to do the trick every time.
It is.
Unless you shoot that elk somewhere you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
And we've also seen people shoot elk right in the shoulder with 700 grain arrows. And it's still, you know, so it's
Yeah,
like
You hit the shoulder blade
If
of
you
an elk,
hit solid
and you
bone,
hit a
I don't
shoulder
care. It's
blade
not
of an
going
elk.
in. It's not penetrating.
for me, like 450 grain, still like with some decent speed, it seems like the magic ticket.
I love these calls. Pop fish.
Oh, yeah.
They're talking about my bull at this point, right? Did Noah shoot the small one? Your dad said.
Spoiler alert, yes he did. Yes he did. Yes,
Non-typical.
not
8 point.
28 points or whatever it's
Are 8 points better than 5? Sorry.
I don't know.
In the hell?
Yeah, you never know.
All right, we just got Trevor's bull all cut up, and now is where we get to find out if we doubled or not. So Trevor had the great idea of, I didn't plan on even getting an Oregon tag because I have a tag
Spoiler
next
alert.
week in
You
Idaho.
you bought it on the way down, didn't you?
That morning. When we after
Oh,
we
before
packed
we
out
left.
his bull,
Before we
packed
left
up
camp. That's
Remember,
right.
Steve, we didn't want him to actually get a tag. We didn't. You know, you gotta kind of rein it in.
So last year we were testing out bows, and I actually had a different bow set up for the hunt I was going to leave for the next day, but I had that bow with me in my truck, so we set up that bow that morning, and that's when we did the sight tape.
Oh,
and
that's right.
everything,
Yep.
Yeah. Which I wouldn't recommend doing unless you've spent like a decent amount of time
Yeah.
doing
I would
those
agree.
things.
Which Noah hasn't. So
Good call.
yeah.
Oh, weird, it worked.
Oh yeah, it was weird that it worked.
That's what he's saying.
Weird that it worked. Weird that it worked.
Of our lives, of at least recent history of my short life, Steve's really, really long life, his reading glasses.
Got you.
Whoa.
Got you.
Oh, there's
Whoa.
Do you need a fresh beer, Steve?
I got one.
Jeez, that hurt.
The old ancient guy, yep.
Wow, that's hard.
Hey, you know what? To your credit, Steve, you are the old guy, but you still,
Every time.
every single time, can outwork every one of us.
Every
so
time.
It's kind of embarrassing.
I
on
still
our-
have a little giddy up and going.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Got to go.
Mountain goat.
Trevor was able to make a couple phone calls, link up with that person, clear it, so we didn't have to go through safety.
This was cool.
Yeah.
So the bull, after I shot, it ran into another timber property
Yes.
that we had never tried to hunt or anything before. And rather than just going and getting it, which I think most people do, we've made a habit of like calling.
We have to.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the right thing to do. And they're usually really fair about it. If
Yeah.
you're fair and you tell the truth and everything, they're usually really fair about it.
And the
You guys
other
had a
thing-
bad
And it was
experience
cool
with that?
because
Have
he
you
was
guys had a
he
bad
was so
experience with
cool
that?
about
I've
it.
never
I
had
know
a
those
bad
people we
experience
know.
with it, but I know a lot of people that have. But I think
Like I think Wes, like last year, the year before, they shot a bull
yeah,
and it went on a
They would
neighboring
not even let
property.
him look
They
for
wouldn't
it.
let him go get
They
it.
said no. I don't care if it's dead.
And that's
They
a scary
didn't care.
thing.
It's
Yeah,
a
some
scary
people don't
thing.
care.
It's
Yeah,
unethical.
like,
It's not
very
good.
unethical.
It's
Also
not
with
good.
hunting boundaries, like that was something we didn't even realize.
Yep.
And luckily it worked out great. But like if you're playing that boundary game, be careful there too.
Well,
Double.
But the cool thing about this, or everything that we do, is everything is on film. And so it's just like you can't
Show
fake,
it all.
You can't
Yeah.
fake anything.
Yeah.
This is what it is, and it's right here, and this is where it's taking place, and this is you know,
You can
all those
fake
things-
stuff, and people do. But we don't.
I'm sure you could, you know. But
But to your
no.
point of like, just make the call because we are going to film it. We are going to show it. Like you can't.
Do the right thing.
Yeah.
It goes a long ways, and you never know the relationships you're going to form from it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Of taking the high road, doing the
Yeah.
right thing.
You guys have done this longer than me, but it's,
Well, and, you know,
I've
you
not
were-
had any bad experience.
You were talking about boundaries, and you know, other states have kind of the same thing as us. And I remember
Yeah.
Wayne Endicott was telling me about when he hunted Montana one year. They were hunting a management area, and he shot a bull, and it went on to a private property, and they were like adamant he could not. Dude,
Absolutely not.
you're not.
Yeah.
And so, and that's a bummer because it's like. But I will have to say that is one of the coolest bulls I've ever seen.
So this was a private ranch bull, as you
Yeah.
can tell.
It's a lot
By
of
his
inbred
genetics.
bulls there.
A lot of inbreeding going on. So,
It was.
No,
that is one of the
normally-
coolest elk I've
yeah.
ever seen.
yeah,
Like how massive
shot.
it just.
good shot.
It was
Hylung's one of the
most.
greatest
We've
shots
talked
that
about
we
this
know.
a bunch. Like,
It is.
I think that higher shot, they just die quicker.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know what it is
Because
with
it
that
fills
high
up their
lung.
bottom of their cavity up faster.
Like
Well,
super fast.
There's two-
two similar scenarios. So last year I shot 2 bulls with the exact same broadhead. They were the same left to right. The other bull, and I can roll the footage, is like where you.
Is he bragging?
No, I'm saying for example, like the other one was like where you point, like mid height, and it took that bull like an hour and a half to die because I snuck up on him and watched him. And this bull ran like 55 yards and was tipped over, and there's way more blood,
Yeah.
and it was way higher shot.
It was a baby. I mean, a freak. I mean, a
Bullwinkle.
inbred weirdo.
Bowinkle, we finally said his name.
That one definitely needed to be taken out of the herd.
I'd like to see that bull in like 3 years. Just
Oh
to see
my
what it,
God.
Just to see
Oh,
what,
here we go.
It looked like
Just
a
see what it
mini
looked
New
like.
Zealand
Would have liked
bull
to
or
see him
something.
next year.
It would have looked like a stag.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
stag,
Crazy.
yeah.
Let's be honest, Steve and I probably would have passed and let him, you know,
Yeah.
let him
Yeah,
get
Cheer up.
See, you
Let him
pass
cheer
on a
up,
lot of
right,
elk.
Steven?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No
you,
way.
You pass on elk all the
You guys are
time.
big on passing.
Yeah, you should see my job.
I remember
from the
that-
day before.
The very first time Trevor had a picture of that bull on camera, and it was
yeah.
like someone has got to get that bull.
And it's
Just
I'll
so
be your
cool.
Huckleberry.
And no,
Here
we got
we
him.
go.
If you guys need one dead, just let me know.
Let me know.
That's another thing is like,
Okay, we had,
we're not tired, but like, how much fun were we having at this point?
So
Oh,
and
so
I
much
was saying,
fun.
we got bad comments too about Steve holding a, what was that?
A happy dad?
Happy Dad?
What is a happy dad?
Sorry.
Exactly.
It wasn't even mine.
No, but like of drinking something at this point, and it's like
We're
it's
done
something
hunting.
we've always done. We're done hunting. All the weapons are at the truck, like perfectly legal within our rights.
You're
It's
just-
something I've always done.
We're
I think
Or
you're
we've
gonna always
done.
find someone that
Yeah.
wants to throw
We're
shit.
adults.
We're not
If
trying
someone,
to, we're not trying to offend
But-
anyone,
if someone doesn't want to, totally fine. But if someone does, like, don't.
Steve's also an animal, and he could drink 6 of those and still be the first one up the hill
Oh, he always is.
every time.
Pump some brakes. Okay.
Just a little bit.
5.
Whoa,
5.
I'd say 5.
12.
I love this. Trav doing his job.
Nothing. He's talking.
Yeah.
Oh, he's barely.
Well,
look
he
at
should
him.
be promoting.
No, he
he
was
should
talking,
be
that's what I'm
promoting
saying.
meat bags right
He
now.
was talking about the fact that like you gotta find a good group of guys where it's like
Oh.
you can
Just
stay
fun.
up late all night. You know you're gonna go home late. You're gonna.
That was
Headlamps.
double.
Has he got 3?
That's what I'm
Oh,
trying
it's
to
2.
None of them are
so
charged.
nice about Trevor for the first
And
time,
then
and then he's
Kaboom! Kaboom!
Looks like a spotlight off his head.
Yeah, it does.
I will say, I was talking to someone at the Portland show. They're like, I love you guys, all this stuff, whatever. And every time I see you, you have the world's worst, cheapest headlamps on. In every video, we have like Amazon, just $28.
They're not wrong.
Like
But they work.
They were.
old mining headlamps.
I have midget arms, so 27.
Oh, finally, you actually tell some truth.
27-inch draw.
It goes 270 feet per second.
13-inch draw. That was.
This bull was quartered away. It came in.
So this was that new broadhead that came out this year, the Bomar Beast.
Concentration, and then just poked
That's
So,
what I used
yeah.
during elk
So
season.
to just kind of break it down a little bit as far
Yeah.
as is,
It's 125 grams.
and this is what we're doing this video for, guys,
Yeah.
is just trying to like go back and reminisce on stuff. So this kind of stuff is from everybody watching these videos. They want to know what broadhead we're shooting. That's a big, huge question that we get asked. They want to know. They want to know where the shot came in. They want to know shot angle. They want to know how that, and which is all awesome. That's something that we need to show more of. But YouTube is a pretty sensitive on blood and guts and all
We've been
that.
able to
YouTube's
pretty get away with.
Well, we have to kind of throw a fine line on it.
Yep,
So
we
If we show just portions like this where you can see the rib cage, it's fine. But if we show the whole animal taken apart,
It's-
that's where we have issues.
then we get flagged, and then pretty soon we won't be able to release these
Yeah, we've
videos.
seen
So
those comments like we want to see more breakdowns, but we're just trying to tiptoe that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's always cool too. Like no matter how many elk or whatever, like dissecting each one and being like, here's where it hit, here's what it hit, here's how the broadhead did.
yeah.
And there's a lot of him-hawing back and forth between expandables and fixed blade. And I
we've
can
all
tell
shot
you
'em
what,
both.
we've all shot them both, and I've had bad experiences both ways.
Find
It can happen to anybody.
find what works for you. Find
Yep.
what flies well out of your bow.
Yes, 100%.
And honestly, gain confidence in what you're using.
Yeah.
And go with it. Go with it.
Right there.
I'm trying to turn it off so we can keep talking.
There we go.
I was pressing it.
Yeah, no.
I think you're
Probably-
pushing the side.
yeah, it wasn't in. We probably didn't even have it in focus.
He was,
Just like
No
he's
focus.
like kill shot.
yeah,
Here.
bam, bam, sideways.
I was like, what are you doing? Just
My 28th bull this season.
Oh, I'm sorry, I killed two.
Thank you guys so much for watching
Yes.
this. And actually, this was super fun. Comment below if this was actually value add for you, if you got some humor out of it, or you just, learned anything from it.
anything?
Minus
Or if there's another
anything Noah
episode, he's like,
said.
these guys, not me, to do this again.
No, Chase is always coming with.
Yes.
One shot.
Always coming with.
One shot.
He's got to be here. You're part of the team. You're on the hunt.
You're on the hunt.
We're really excited for next year's hunts.
Yeah.
We just actually all sat down together and planned. It's going to be really cool just to tease it up for you guys a little bit. 5 states. Every single tag is like 1 or 2 point draw or over the counter. Going places we've never been with people we've never hunted with, and just hitting it hard during archery season.
I'm actually getting in shape right now for it, so it's legit.
He's getting in shape.
Don't worry about it.
16 ounces at a time.
Yeah. And the other thing is, too, is like something else that I'd like to bring to light is like people need to take the opportunities that are presented to them.
Yeah.
It's like not everybody. Some people are all over the counter. Some people are private land, whatever. Like everybody needs to
love
experience.
that.
Like
Yeah.
I love
if it's
that.
something
Let's talk
that
about
you can
this.
experience, take advantage of it and go. Like just go.
Let's
do
talk
it.
about this.
Steve, so I think you make a great point. It's because, you know what? I don't care if your father-in-law owns a 50,000 acre ranch
No,
in
me neither.
Montana and it's never been hunted before, and everybody's jealous of you for going and being able to hunt that. That is the awesomest thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, all
enjoy
those
it.
things, like, take the jealousy out, take all
Yeah.
the shade thrown at private land, take all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like Steve just said, opportunities. Take the opportunity.
Yeah.
Take your
100%.
kid out there, and it might be an awesome mule deer, elk, or
Whatever.
whatever hunt, and it might be a slam dunk, but at the same time, you're making memories every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and something that,
Enjoy it you
too.
know.
Like I think unless you like actually grew up hunting the Oregon coast, it's hard to understand. Is like our public land. Most of it is private timber companies that allow people to hunt, and some of them are just access. Some of them are a certain amount of permits you have to buy in.
Yeah.
Some of them don't let certain people do stuff. So it's just like there's a lot of that we hunt that like people think certain things about, but to us, like that is our public land. Or if you've built a relationship with somebody who lets you then hunt that ground, that's also
100%.
something we'll do.
Yep.
And everybody does, and so it's
And the
just
thing-
another aspect of that.
And the thing is anybody that has opportunity, they're gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah. Or no, not they're going to. They should.
They should.
Yeah.
They're.
They should.
I hate to say it, you're stupid not to, but it's like everybody has like for us for here, it was 28% public land. That's all we ever had.
That's all it was.
Most of it's all private timber. Like
Yes.
Noah was saying, it's like depending on fire danger, this or depending on who you are. So it's like
And most of that public is BLM block management
Blocked.
stuff that's
Yep.
inside
I was gonna say
of
that we can't get
the
to.
private
Yep.
timber country.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, like point wise, everybody got really high on points the last 3 years, and so I've drawn some really good tags. And people are like, "Oh, we should go back to over the counter stuff." It's like, well, you built up 20 points.
Been waiting
all
for
these
this tag
for the last 20 years.
You know what I mean?
You know,
Yeah.
but now,
the right time.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
lucky for some of you guys, we're all out of points.
Yeah. So we're headed back to the hellholes. Is what we're talking about.
Dang it.
But yeah. everybody needs to take
Congratulations.
full advantage of their opportunities
Yep.
for hunting. Like,
Yes.
just bottom line, that's it.
And guys, as a group, as a hunters or just outdoors people. I don't know if you're not even a hunter and you're watching this. If it inspires you or in some way, like, let's not throw shade at everybody else.
No.
Let's all encourage everybody else.
Yeah,
And let's,
follow
like,
whatever you're doing.
let's build everybody up to where it's just like, man, that's cool that you're doing that. I may not agree with some of the stuff, but at the same time, it's legal what you're doing, and it's awesome that you're getting outdoors and doing
Yeah,
something.
I was gonna say you got enough outside negativity. Like, let's not rip each other.
No reason in it.
You know, as long as what you're doing is, if it's legal, enjoy it and have fun. It doesn't matter how big the animal is. If you're happy with whatever, like,
Yeah,
enjoy
and to
it.
whatever your accomplishment is, if it's an accomplishment for you,
Yes.
be cool in that. If someone lets you, like, just for an example, like if someone were to let you hunt some property, you go and you hunt this bull for 10 days straight, he feels impossible to kill, you kill him, and then you have all your nearest people saying, oh, if I could hunt that ground too, I would have. Like, just as an example, it's like, no, you know in your heart how big of an accomplishment that was.
I want that.
You know, so it's like,
No, for sure it is.
I
It's,
do.
it's a huge accomplishment, and you should.
we haven't gotten that yet, but it'd be kind of cool.
Oh, it's gonna be cool. We love all you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and hopefully we'll do this again soon.
Let us know what video you want to see us break down, and we'll do that for sure. Maybe Steve's Arizona.
Yeah,
Hey,
might
that'd be a
good.
fun one to break down where
Oh,
I get a little cuckoo,
little,
a little stressed out.
yeah. Let's try to do that in the future. So thank you
Signing
guys.
off.
Thank you guys.